What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some breaking news, as it's now being reported that the PBC Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor, Al Haymon, and their fighter, undefeated two-division world champion, superstar boxer, Jermall Charlo, who is 32 wins, no losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout. Jermall Charlo is 31 years of age, 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. They have now made an offer to Oscar De La Hoya and Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, DAZN, and for their fighter, undefeated former world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, Jaime Munguia, who is 39 wins, no losses, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout, 25 years of age, 6 foot tall with a 72-inch arm reach, okay? Jaime Munguia is coming off of a stoppage, a knockout victory over Dimitri Ballard. That took place February 19th. We're in Mexico City, where he got a third-round knockout, okay? Jaime Munguia, 25 years of age. He was at 154. He was the WBO champion at 154. Okay. Jermall Charlo, he was linked to facing possibly another Mexican superstar, 4-division world champion, who is currently the undisputed super middleweight world champion and widely considered the face of the sport of boxing, top 3, if not number 1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is 57 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout, 31 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. But Canelo Alvarez, he chose to face off against WBA light heavyweight world champion, Russian superstar boxer Dmitry Bivol in his next fight, May 7th, Cinco de Mayo weekend. So with that said, Jermall Charlo has been rumored and linked to other guys like undefeated WBC 2-time super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer David Benavidez, who is 25 wins, no loss and no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, 25 years of age, 6'1" with a 75-inch arm reach, or 2-time undefeated 2-division world champion, superstar boxer Demetrius Andrade. But Demetrius Andrade is going to fight Zach Parker. Looks like he could fight Zach Parker May 21st. Okay, so with that said, you know, they have all decided that they were going to now move up. Okay, they're going to move up, you know, to fight in 168. Well, they moved up, and Jermall Charlo, looks like Jermall Charlo is going to stay now at Jermall Charlo is going to stay at 160. Demetrius Andrade, 31 wins, no losses, no draws, 19 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 6 foot tall with a 74-inch arm reach. He's going to fight Zach Parker, like I stated, for the WBO mandatory super middleweight title, okay, interim title, to be the mandatory to Canelo Alvarez. So they all decided that they're going to move up, okay, and now Jermall Charlo has decided that he's going to stay back, okay? So now Jermall Charlo is going to stay at 160, and he's looking to challenge Jaime Munguia. Now they made a official offer to Jaime Munguia, to Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions to face Jaime Munguia. Now it's not a unification bout because Jaime Munguia, he does not have, you know, a title at 160, okay, at middleweight, okay? Jaime Munguia is not the champion at 160, but Jaime Munguia is going to look to, I'm sure Jaime Munguia is going to turn this offer down. And the reason that I say I'm sure he's going to turn this offer down is because Jaime Munguia, okay, is going to look to become the WBO champion. Now, the other 2 champions are Gennady Triple G Golovkin, who's the IBF 2-time middleweight world champion. He's currently an IBF champion. And then you have Murata, who is the WBA champion. But Murata and Triple G are going to fight in a unification bout April 9th, okay? And so now you look at the Demetrius Andrade has vacated the WBO title. And so that title is going to be vacated, and Jaime Munguia is going to petition to fight for that vacant WBO title, opposed to fighting Jermall Charlo for that WBC title, okay? It's a title defense for Jermall Charlo. It's a title opportunity for Jaime Munguia, but Jaime Munguia could take the path of least resistance, fight a lighter touch opponent for the WBO vacant title and pick that title up, and then look to fight, you know, for the vacant, because it looks like if Triple G beats Murata, he's going to move up, okay? And he's going to look to challenge Canelo Alvarez in a highly anticipated trilogy match, according to most people, on DAZN. So then if Triple G beats Murata, he's going to vacate the title. So the best scenario for Jermall Charlo and Jaime Munguia to be able to pick up or unify the titles is for Murata to win. And, Triple G, he then probably going to call for a rematch. But if he wins, then, he's going to stay in the division. They could possibly fight Murata, but he's relatively inactive himself. So there's no guarantee what direction the winner of Murata and Triple G is going to go in. And, if you're Jaime Munguia, maybe you wait, you fight a light touch opponent, pick up the WBO vacant title, and then possibly fight Jermall Charlo in the unification bout, okay? But it's being reported that Al Heyman and the PBC has decided to offer him a deal for a June fight, May or June fight, okay? Excuse me, people. So it looks like they could possibly fight in May or June. That's the offer, okay? It's, a little bit, disappointing, okay? Because for Jermall Charlo, the better fights are at 168, okay? You was going to go to 168 and challenge Canelo Alvarez in May, okay, for the undisputed titles, which is understandable. It's a massive payday, and it's an opportunity to garner all the belts at one opportunity, right? And it's a legacy fight. I understand that. But Jaime Munguia against Jermall Charlo, what does Jaime Munguia stand to gain when we know the route that they normally go? Okay. Yes, it's an opportunity for him to pick up the WBC title, but it's a tough task where the timing is off. Because if Demetrius Andrade didn't vacate the title and he was staying at 160, it would be perfect timing for you to challenge and offer him a deal, because now Jaime Munguia has to make a decision. There's no path of least resistance, okay? You have to either go Demetrius Andrade route to get the belt, or you have to go Jermall Charlo route. Triple G and Murata are not going to fight you, right? If you want to become a world champion, or you keep fighting C and B level types of fighters if you're Jaime Munguia and padding your stats. But the fact that Demetrius Andrade is leaving the division and vacating that belt, well, we all know that Jaime Munguia, who already stated on record after his victory over Ballard, stated that it's a shame that Demetrius Andrade is leaving the division because he wanted to challenge him for his belt. So he's already, and he's already the WBO champion at junior middleweight, okay? So you already know that that's the path that they're going to go, where Jermall Charlo could go to 168, and you have Caleb Plant at 168, okay? You have David Benavidez at 168. Now Demetrius Andrade is going to 168, okay? You have better fights, legacy fights, going on 32 years of age. Jermall Charlo has only fought 2 world champions by the time he fought them in his career, outside of the fact that later on, Julian J. Rock Williams won the championship from Swift Jarrett Hurd. But prior to that, when he beat Julian J. Rock Williams, he wasn't a champion. He was defending his titles against J. Rock Williams, who was his mandatory, okay? He beat K9 Bundridge, and he beat Austin Trout. Those are the only other 2 champions he's beat in his career. So he's fought 3 world champions in his career, okay? Now, another big win he has is Sergei Derevyanchenko. That's a big win for him. But the big fights for him are at 168. David Benavidez makes sense. You're going to fight Jaime Munguia. Now, Jaime Munguia is a big name. He's a Mexican superstar, especially in Mexico. He just packed out Azteca Stadium in Mexico, I believe it was, against Ballard. He has a huge fan base there, absolutely. And beating him, yes, garners respect. But like Canelo Alvarez just said, you need to fight the other fighters. And those fighters at 168. So, okay, let's say you beat Jaime Munguia in September. I mean, in June, okay? Then what? Then what's the plan? It's like there's no direction for his career, for his legacy, okay? And so, to me, it's disappointing when you had David Benavidez relentlessly calling you out. Demetrius Andrade was calling you out, unification bouts. It just makes sense to have these fights for your legacy. And it's, I understand the fight with Jaime Munguia. It's just that you got to understand Jaime Munguia is more than likely not going to accept this deal because he could travel the path of least resistance to a title and become a 2-division world champion, fighting for the vacant WBO title. And the WBO, World Boxing Organization, is going to oblige Oscar De La Hoya and Jaime Munguia, who was once their champion. You understand what I'm saying? So, if Jaime Munguia turns it down, what direction does Jermall Charlo go in? Because Triple G and Murata fight in April. Jaime Munguia then is going to travel the path of least resistance, look to pick up the WBO title. Then where does that leave Jermall Charlo, who's been outside the ring for a year? When, David Benavidez, who's going to fight David Lemieux, okay, for the interim WBC mandatory position, you can fight David Benavidez, right? You can fight, Caleb Plant next, right? Those are big fights for you, big name fights for you that are more realistic to come to fruition. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.